Okay, can everyone see that? All right, good. So I am actually, this is not a research study per se, but a way of incorporating therapeutic touch with distance learning asynchronously. And thank you for coming here, for me to be here today. I appreciate it. And I'm going to also do a study on this, but I wanted to share how I approached it and what I did. And then I will also share with you one of my modules that I did. And I did work with an instructional designer that's allocated for nursing department. So I've been a therapeutic touch practitioner for 8 years, and I've been a teacher for 5 of those years. So as we know, many public citizens are using complementary and alternative therapy, which is CAM, and therapeutic touch is one complementary modality that is being taught to nursing students. And technology delivery of this therapeutic touch course is online with distance learning. So in 2020, I had to get approval from the undergraduate nursing curriculum committee and the academic programs committee. They approved this. This is a 1-credit elective course. So the objective is, because so many students and just lay people, because lay people also do this, and also people from other professions, but I was very happy that I'm able to do this with the nursing students because of the fact that I feel like sometimes we've become so medicalized that we forgot the holistic part of nursing. And well, community and public health is very holistic. So I'm just very happy that I'm able to do this. So the objective was to provide baccalaureate nursing students with a formal education of therapeutic touch with a qualified TT practitioner and teacher using the platform of distance learning. So Dee Krieger, which I will talk about, and I'm sure many of you know about Dee Krieger, and also Dora, who have developed this. So therapeutic touch, I also want to say that it is an evidence-based practice, and we have thousands and thousands of studies, because this has been in effect for 50 years. Actually, we're having our 50th anniversary. There is an organization that has kept up Dr. Krieger's and Dora Kuntz's legacy. So it is a contemporary interpretation of ancient healing practices based on the conscious use of the hands to direct or modulate for therapeutic purposes. And it's selected non-physical human energies that activate the physical body. Now, this helps with any healing modality. It helps with the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and the etheric, not just only the physical, which we mainly concentrate on nowadays. And also the qualities of a good healer is to have good health and have intentionality, compassion, and sensitivity to the unspoken. And sometimes that unspoken can be that intuition and following it. And also, as healers, and what I teach the nursing students, that we are not curing, that the person who is curing is concerned with the outcome, while the healer is focused on the process of healing. So these are the founders. This is Dee Krieger. She, like I said, Dora Kuntz, they both, worked on this together. and she was a professor at the nursing at New York University. And her initial research showing that TT can affect and increase hemoglobin levels. And these studies have been replicated 2 or more times. She crossed over in 2019 at the age of 97. And I had the privilege of meeting her also. And she signed one of my books, one of her books of her. So I was very thrilled. Dora Kuntz, who was the co-developer, she used to help physicians with complicated medical cases, particularly with her capability of seeing the effects of diseases in the aura of the patients. And this is a very good book that she worked with one of the Dr. Shafika Karugala, and they worked together. And she passed over in crossed over, I should say, in 1999 at the age of 95. So the methodology here, of course, is the 5 phases of therapeutic touch. So we use the hands, and I'm going to get more into this and explain it to you. So there's centering, assessment, rebalance, reassessment, you end and evaluate, recall, and reflection. And they wanted to do this with nurses first. So you can see it's sort of almost like the nursing process, but only in a CAM way. And so they were able to then expand it. They said, let's do this experiment with nurses first. And then they taught it to lay people, because we all have that intuition, and we all have the compassion to help and heal people. And what I love about this therapeutic touch, that it's non-religious based. If you are do have a faith, you can belong to it, but we don't have any principles and that adopt with religion. And so I wanted to have a way, because of COVID-19 coming along and so forth, I wanted to think of a way so that students wouldn't be stressed, and to do it distance learning asynchronously. And I teamed up with, like I said, the Center for Instructional Design. And she helped me really. I gave her the content, and we both worked with the design. And also she asked me if I wanted to put it through Quality Matters review. And I'll talk a little bit about that too, and what it went through before I put the course out there. But I had to first get it approved, like I was telling you. So the theoretical frameworks that we use for therapeutic touch is quantum field theory, human energy field, holistic nursing theory, and Eastern frameworks. Prana with the energy, life force energy. And the assumptions of this theoretical framework is that it is a network of intelligent forces. And what I mean by intelligent forces is that one of them, your intuition. A lot of times we don't trust the intuition that we have, but with therapeutic touch, you have no choice, because sometimes things are coming to you while you're working on someone that can help guide you. It's also that healing is a natural human potential that can be actualized. We all have that. It's not just nurses. Like I said, lay people, other people from other professions, and so forth. But I'll tell you, the nursing students were very interested. I have 22 students in my online course. I didn't expect that many, but it did happen. So, and I'm thrilled. So they are interested. You just have to give them the information, and they will come. And so also, one's destiny may influence the effects of therapeutic touch, and that the TT process is transpersonal. That experience, like that intuition, or sometimes a thought, a cognitive thought that comes to you about the person that you're working on. And the basic propositions that support this framework is a human being is an open energy system, and that a human being is bilaterally symmetrical. And illness appears as an imbalance in the energy field, meaning a disruption in the energy flow, and that human beings have the ability to transform and transcend the conditions of living. Because so many patients, they want to get better. And sometimes while they're having cancer treatments or anything, it does help them at least to relax. And we'll get more into how the different things that is helped with through research, through evidence-based research. Healing is an intrinsic movement towards order and balance that occurs in living organisms and can be facilitated by practitioners. Okay, so I'm going to get into the phases here and how the therapeutic touch practitioner, and I know I wish I had more time because I could show you a video that I have created for the students and how to do the therapeutic touch. But if you can visualize this with my words, first of all, what we do is we ask for informed consent. And then after the informed consent, we ask, may I touch your shoulder? Because that will say we're beginning the treatment. And when you're ending the treatment, we touch the shoulder. And grounding, that we ground the person. So with the assessment, what you do is you start, first I should say, center yourself. When you're centering yourself, you want to make sure that you connect with the healing partner. That's what we call patient. We call them healing partner. And I'm like the healee. But it is a co-participation together. I'm just a facilitator because the person actually, you know, a lot of people, if you offer it to them and you explain it to them what it is, they're like, well, I would really like that because I'm not feeling well mentally, or I'm going through these cancer treatments and I would like to have some help. So usually you center yourself by connecting your consciousness in the heart region, okay? Because it is a call to compassion and it's with the heart chakra. And by focusing in the heart chakra, you do have that, you get to a place where you have that inner quiet. And you can do that with having some strategies for yourself so that you can get to that place. And then comes the assessment. So you're going to, when you start assessing, you're going to see like what I have here on this board here. It says temperature differentials or a magnetic drawing to a specific spot, or any congestion if you're picking something up. So you start from, you do front and back. You have the person sitting in a chair and or on a stool, so you have access to the front and the back. Now, sometimes some people can't do that, so then you would, wherever they are, if they want to lie in the bed, and then maybe sometimes you just do the front, but usually you do the front and the back if they can sit on the stools or a chair so that you can have access to both sides. So then you start from the top of the head all the way down. Remember, it's symmetry. So you see if you feel anything with your hand chakras, and you go all the way down to the feet. Now, once you feel that, you want to ground the person because that's imbalanced energy, and then you want to start working on them to rebalance the energy. So once you are rebalancing the energy, you can use color, for example. You can use sound. That's in your planning, because you're starting to think that in your assessment. And then you're saying, oh, okay, I'm planning. How am I going? I feel these cues. And how am I going to then plan to rebalance? So then you rebalance, and then you go over and you reassess. And if it's still imbalanced, you keep on working on the person, but remember that also that the person has to be grounded while you're doing it. So then once the person is rebalanced, there's a flow of energy, and you don't feel like, say, heat in the body, in their back. Maybe they have something going on with their back. And we don't diagnose, we don't cure, we just want them to relax and see if we can rebalance the energy field. So then afterwards, once you've rebalanced it, you know that you're ending the treatment, because you're going back and checking. And then after that, we have a note that they developed, the TTIA organization, with many experts doing this for many, many years. And I'll show you that note. And then the students have to follow all this here. And they once they do their treatment, then they do their note. And then they also have a diagram. And I'll show you that as soon as I'm done with the lecture here. So then we're detaching from the outcome. Like I said before, that the focus is not how did we do. And it's also saying that we want our healing partner is the main person that we're trying to help or heal. And so what I tell the students is that if you're working on someone, because they need to integrate the treatment also, because after they're done, you'd like to have them lay down and integrate it to feel the effects. And sometimes they can feel the effects. It'll take like a week or so. And the treatment it can last about 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 20, but especially sometimes it'll last a little longer, 20 minutes, only because you've been working with this person, and then you get into talking about different things and other things they want you to concentrate on and so forth. But you want them to integrate it. You ask them if they'd like any water and so forth. And also that if they want to talk to you about it, you can call them at another time. But if they do want to talk about it, that's fine. But it's not about us. It's about them, so that they could integrate the treatment. So through the years, since 1972, when this all began, Dee Krieger with her seminal research, and like I said, so many other researchers, that they have found that it initiates a relaxation response, a lot of times within 2 to 4 minutes. It decreases anxiety, and it decreases discomfort and pain perception. And it does give you an improved feeling of well-being and increased flow of energy. And it supports and helps regulate the immune function. And Dee Krieger, while she was teaching at New York University, she really encouraged people, students, I should say, to get their PhD, to do the research. And like I said, if anybody would like some research, we have qualitative, quantitative, we have mixed methods research. And so we're very proud of Dee and Dora's legacy, and we want to keep it going, because this, is a nurse that was involved, and it's our 50th year anniversary. So why distance learning to teach therapeutic touch? Like I said, COVID-19, now the Delta variant, and a lot of students, especially with the 1 credit, they're already going into classes and so forth. They want to do it off-site, and especially adult learners. And also it's convenient, safe, flexible, and there's no travel expenses. And like I said, I did all the content. I presented my ideas with the instructional design team. Well, actually, Laura, the one person. I wish she could be here today, but she couldn't. And then she also suggested that I get it reviewed to Quality Matters before presenting this course to the students. So the pedagogical considerations that I wanted to take into account, and I wanted to make sure that I included all these things so that the students, just like the previous presenter said, especially with Gen Zs, they want to be engaged with technology. So I wanted to make sure that I incorporated all this, and you'll see what how I set up the course. Also, I wanted to include the social beings, that they do benefit from reflection and conversation, and we do that. That's incorporated too in the course. And also that the learning environment has to be, you know, with safety and well-being, and also encouraging leadership, and it's also self-directed learning, and to also maintain connectedness with the students. So other considerations were the design implications, making sure that the expectations were clear and that it was relevant, the usability, the availability, and the functionality, and also with the students' expectations, to make sure that the assessments are appropriately timed, varied, and appropriate for therapeutic touch. I'll tell you, it was a different way, because usually I've been teaching it with up to 12 people in a face-to-face kind of thing. And then when COVID came, we've been doing it through Zoom. And then I figured, well, I'm going to try to do it with this distance learning. And I'm glad I did, because it is working out. I have to say, the students are really liking it. So the quality matters. I'm sure you probably all know about Quality Matters, because what we're trying to do at UNF and many other schools too, they're trying to make their courses, especially the distance learning ones, to be reviewed, because QM is the need for standards to reflect current academic research on effective learning. And the initial QM standards and subsequent modifications are based on the insights of teams of experienced online instructors and instructional designers. And so that's why I worked with Laura. Then she told me, let's put it through Quality Matters. And I'm so glad that I did, because it really made my course be more effective with the current research, and also with the standards that you have to meet. So with the, like I said, you give them the course and the standards. Usually when they review it, if you want just quality for the Q, there's usually just 2 reviewers who are trained reviewers and meeting the QM essential standards. And then if you want the high quality matters, you do the same thing, but then you got to get at least an 85% that it's really high quality matters. That they have 3 reviewers with this one. So you can start off with a quality or high quality matters. So Laura suggested that I do high quality matters. And so I did. They reviewed it with the standards to make sure that everything aligned with my objectives that I have for the course. And then they review it, takes about several weeks. And then they give you feedback. And then after the feedback, they say, does it meet the quality expectations? And so mine met the quality expectations. And if there was any revision, sorry, forgot about that part. And then it went, and I didn't have any revision. I just had some spelling errors, but I didn't have any. And like I said, it was a co-project with Laura. She really helped a lot. And then I was able to present the class. I worked on it over the summer, and then I was able to present it in the fall. So now I'm, the students are really liking it. So with the use of CAM, and it's, like I said, it's really imperative that we have future nurses that are educated by qualified teachers who are CAM certified, which I am, and that integrating therapeutic touch with nursing students' curriculum also promotes the ability to assess their own mind and body awareness, because so far, the feedback that I've been getting from them, they are saying that they feel that they can be more present with their patients, and they do ask their clinical instructors if they can do this with their patients, or the nurse preceptor. So they are really feeling more present and attuned to their patient's needs after they've done everything else that they've done, and they want to help them by using therapeutic touch. And so having this online distance platform that is user-friendly, accessible, affordable, and it accommodates student schedule, I think will even provide a greater demand for online distance learning. And especially if you use quality matters to make it more robust. So the conclusion is that therapeutic touch is a holistic evidence-based therapy that has helped advance holistic nursing practice for 50 years. And in 1972, Dolores Krieger and Dora Kuntz developed TT as an extension of skills for healthcare practitioners, and providing TT through distance learning also allows the nursing students to use various tools with technology to enhance their learning experience with TT. And we had to ourselves had to do that. So it was quite a feat. I'd like you, before we go into questions, I would like to show you what I've developed. I'm just going to show you the module. So module 1 is the overview. And what I tried to do is to also put some music in it and introduce the chakras, because we mainly use the hand chakras and the heart chakra. So this is something that they can put on before they start their work, or have it on while they're doing it, to put them in a good centered state. And I'll tell you, they have said to me that this course is helping them to focus more, and it's helping them with their other classes if they get too anxious. So there's plenty of research to do here. So I'm looking forward to doing it with them. So these are the objectives of the course, and then the assessments that go with the objectives. There were 4 objectives with this course. So before, I wanted to have them have a history, and also defining the concepts and assumptions of TT, and also identifying the theories that we use, and explain and demonstrate the assessment phase of TT and document the results on the TT care note. So these are all the assessments that met each objective. And of course, this one, number 3, met that one. So then they click next, and then they will go into their quiz. Well, not quiz yet, I'm sorry, an overview of the course. And then all summer, I also worked on my PowerPoints, and they were all narrated PowerPoints, so that I can put more into it, explaining it to them. Then I also had, so what the process was, they want you to do something that engages every learner, like I was saying previously. So you read, because they had a Foundations of Therapeutic Touch workbook that a colleague of mine with therapeutic and friend developed. And then they're going to watch the PowerPoint. And then they also are going to see a Therapeutic Touch video on the evolving art and science of therapeutic touch that was developed by TTIA. And this is me and a colleague of mine. This is a full session of therapeutic touch that I had videotaped, and it was so nice of my friend and colleague to be the healing partner. And then this was the quick assessment, because I wanted them to learn how to feel when they're doing the assessment. So we concentrated on that, and then we built from each part. And then I did also a video, and for each module, I gave them this video and how to document a TT session, because like in nursing, as we've all said, if you don't document it, it's not done. And so then we did that. And then also the due dates, when the quiz was, these are 2 weeks each, it's an 8-week course. So there was the quiz, the video that they had to do on their assessment with their healing partner, their note, and then the discussion board, which was called Recall and Reflect on the assessment. And also I gave them supplemental information, also Martha Rogers, because that's one of the things, Martha Rogers is very integral into therapeutic touch. So they saw a nice video about her and explained it, and then just other readings for their, if they want to read it. And I just do want to show you the note with that, so you can see it better. And this is the video that they had to do. And of course they have rubrics with everything so that they know what to do. And then they have their TT care note. And are you able to see that? So this is the note. And this is how it's set up. And of course, it has the call to compassion. That's where the centering is. Then the assessment in the background. And then and it has questions, and this is what they have to fill out, what they've done, and then how they rebalanced, and then the end and evaluate, and then their recall and reflection here. And then they have a human energy cue form where they can document if they felt heat in the shoulders, or if they felt anything else, because a cue can be anything like tingling, heat, cold, or sometimes you may the person that you're assessing, you're picking up other cues. So then they put that, and so then each one, it just keeps building and building.